Without a doubt. Because every time they launch this missile, leaves tracks of fire behind it.
Hizbullah everywhere here?
Absolutely everywhere. Everywhere on this mountain. You can see that.
Hezbollah fighters survived Israeli airstrikes by hiding in networks of bomb-proof underground bunkers. They're notoriously difficult to find. But then, suddenly, we got lucky. A hidden entrance leading deep into the darkness. No one's filmed in one of these since the war.
It goes all the way around under the mountain.
Despite all Israel's surveillance technology, bunkers like this were built in total secrecy.
Who will ever think there's such a thing under the mountain? All this done by hand. Look at this. They have a light system. No electricity today. These are the water tanks they use. They're still full too, almost full.
Deep underground, Hezbollah fighters could sit out weeks of Israeli bombardment, hiding in places like this.
Unbelievable.
What was this room?
It looks like a bedroom. They used to sleep here. This is the bathroom. There's a shower in there. There's a shower. This is the shower area. This is the kitchen area. They even have a sink. These guys had it all. Electricity, hot water, running water, kitchen, sink, bathroom, shower. It's a home away from home.
We pressed on. Our target was Bint Jebel, Hezbollah's so-called capital of resistance in the south, just 2 miles from the Israeli border. The town looks a bit like a Hezbollah theme park, but one of the fiercest battles of the war took place here, and it shows.
This hole in the wall over there, being made by the resistant fighters to fight the Israelis from house to house, building to building. When the Israeli troops made some interviews, they actually never see the resistant fighters. Rarely they see them, because they use that kind of tactics right here.
The Israelis were never able to secure this town. Every time they thought they'd done it, Hezbollah fighters would appear from numerous hidden underground tunnels to start the fighting again.
That's a deep tunnel. That's definitely military use right here. These people made themselves ready a long time ago. They knew this coming. They knew this war was gonna happen. After all what you see, after all these destructions, believe it or not, Israeli soldiers could not take 1 single inch of this city right here.
I'd come down south to meet a local commander, Haj Hussein. Hezbollah fighters never usually speak to journalists. Fearing Israeli assassination, he wouldn't face the camera. Haj Hussein lost many fighters in the pitched battles in the south, but he said war and sacrifice are just a part of life here.
We have a belief, since we were young kids, we ask, what is red flower? How these red flowers come? So they be telling us, this is the land of martyrs. This is the land that drink the blood of the martyrs. Flowers grow in it.
Haj Hussein said the UN presence hadn't removed Hezbollah, merely pushed it underground.
It doesn't matter how long the UN stays here, they will never see Hezbollah fighters. The Hezbollah fighters are not for show. They use guns during combat, during the war, on the mission only. It's not for show. They depend on secrecy, mainly on secrecy.
And then he confirmed the rumors. Hezbollah was rearming and ready for war.
What he's saying here, yes, Hezbollah and the resistance are ready more than ever and stronger than before. There is more advanced weapon right now. Hezbollah definitely bringing weapon, but nobody knows where from.
This man's whole life had been shaped by constant war with Israel. I asked him if he had any regrets.
He feels lucky and blessed. He was raised and born, and God placed him close to his enemy. It's an honor for him. At least he doesn't have to go long ways to fight his enemy. He is right here nearby, and it's an honor for him. Happy, grateful.
Haj Hussein left. The next day, he was flying off for some military training in Iran. I'd been planning a trip into the mountains just north of the UN-controlled zone. I'd heard Hezbollah were preparing new missile bases. If true, they could fire longer-range rockets into Israel over the heads of the peacekeepers.
He's saying they are everywhere around this area. They are all over the place. You don't see them, they see you.
New roads had been cut through the mountains, and I wanted to take a look.
There's some kind of site here. Man, they're making their way deep in the mountains right there. Oh, shit.
We'd stumbled across a Hezbollah military base, and Daoud panicked.
Hezbollah training camp, man. Yeah. Yep. It says, do not enter. It's not allowed to enter to anyone. Hezbollah. If you feel like to get interrogated for 3 days, let's go back. Careful, that guy coming.
But it was clear I'd pushed our luck too far.
Put it down.
Too late. We were detained and questioned by a Hezbollah patrol. Luckily, they didn't find my tapes. They said we'd been caught in a restricted security zone. Incredibly, as they let us go, they told me Hezbollah weren't building bunkers at all. They were, in fact, moving into fruit production.
That was a close call. These guys talking. 1 minute he talk about strict military zone, and the next minute he talk about they're making a big project to grow nectarine. So...
You think they're growing nectarines?
Of course they're not growing nectarine. If they grow nectarine, why they kindly arrested us? Question us. Oh, let's go this way. That way is not good. We don't want to get stopped again.
Back in Beirut, it was time to reflect. Hezbollah stands smack in the way of America's plans for the Middle East. But they say they're ready for another war with Israel.
For the Israelis to win in this country or to defeat Hezbollah, they have to kill all the Shia people in this country. Basically. Because we will fight to the last drop of blood.
Whatever happens next in Lebanon, I'd come to realize the group's real strength is neither military nor political. It's psychological. They've grafted their militant ideology onto the hearts and minds of all these people. Thus equipped, the Party of God stand ready to fight the long war.